Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, 2 episodes ago, I spoke of the internal causes of disease, as well as how emotions are tied to certain internal organs, as understood by an acupuncturist. Well, in this episode, I'd like to discuss external causes of disease. Okay, and what can actually be considered an external cause of disease can be climatic factors, which are responsible for over 100 different types of diseases. Now, these climatic factors are pathogenic factors such as cold, like when it's cold outside, wind. Now, wind is the main exterior pathogenic factor because wind carries so many diseases with it. It can combine, not only does it carry viruses, bacteria, and so forth and so on, it can combine with cold, it can combine with heat, it can combine with dampness. Now, along with cold, exterior cold, is exterior wind. And then there's heat. Hot days can be a cause of a disease as well. Dryness, extremely dry days. Days that are damp, if you live in a damp environment, can also cause disease. And here's an interesting one. Fire, which is usually more internal than external. Now, viruses and bacteria can also be considered an external cause of disease as well, which is heavily related to wind, in which I'd stated as a climactic factor. Now, many individuals are unaware that there are 6 types of normal climates that can cause disease. And those are the ones that I just discussed, which is wind, cold, heat, dryness, dampness, and fire. Now, under normal circumstances, the human body can deal with these different climates with no problem. And usually, when yin and yang, especially when yin and yang is in balance. Now, when these climates are in excess, it can cause disease, but only when they're in excess. You see, when yin and yang within the human body is in balance and the seasons are in harmony and there are no excessive patterns having developed within a particular season. Now, examples of this being an unusual amount of hurricanes, tornadoes during hurricane season, or an unusual amount of warm days during winter, or an unusual amount of cool days during summer. These are examples of disharmony of the seasons. Now, these excess seasonal patterns can cause a disequilibrium between the human body and the environment due to the fact that the body's chi has not had enough time to adapt to these unusual changes, therefore disrupting the normal relationship between the body's chi and the climate. You see, our chi is well in tune with nature. And when, let's say, for example, winter is coming to end, the body's chi is aware of that. And it follows a certain cycle relative to the seasons. So say when we're about to go from one climate to another, the body's chi naturally adapts. But when there's unusual changes in the climate, depending on your state of health, that'll determine how quickly your body's chi can adapt to these unusual changes. And this is part of why I say see an acupuncturist for regular wellness visits. Yes, see your physician annually, in some cases semi-annually. But establishing regular wellness visits with your acupuncturist is of utmost importance, especially as we age. Because to carry the burden of being sick or unhealthy on our shoulders can eventually become too much to bear and cause disorders in and of itself. Now, with regard to the body's ability, the body's chi being able to adapt quick enough, or the disruption of the normal relationship between the body's chi and the climate. When this happens, individuals tend to become more susceptible to disease. All of that being relative. Now, I say that to say that an individual can have healthy defensive chi, but if climatic factors present as being stronger than the body's energy at a particular key, and I'll repeat this, if climatic factors present as being stronger than the body's energies at a particular point in time, it can cause a person to become ill. Now, there are some climatic factors that tend to be more virulent and infectious than your normal climatic factors and tend to be more associated with heat. These types of climatic factors can adversely affect an entire community, causing possibly an endemic or even a pandemic, whereby the strength of your body's chi tends to determine how well you can resist this pathogenic factor. Think about that. Think about that. Because that's why I'm constantly recommending that you make acupuncture a part of your life. Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?